There are 7 things you must keep private. Never share them with anyone. Not your best friend, not your girlfriend, not even your family. Stoicism teaches us to keep most things to ourselves, because the more you reveal, the easier you are to destroy. Niccolo Machiavelli warned us, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." That's not a quote, that's a warning. Machiavelli didn't say this word for word, but he lived it. And in The Prince, he made one thing clear. If you want to stay in control, reveal nothing. The more you reveal, the easier you are to break. People smile in your face, but behind that smile, they're collecting information. And if you give them the wrong piece of information, especially the last one, they might use it against you later. So today, I'm giving you 7 things you should never reveal to anyone. They seem harmless, but they expose you. They make you easy to manipulate. So listen carefully. This could save your reputation, and maybe even your life. 1. Your next move. You tell people your goals, your strategies, your vision, thinking they'll support you. But in silence, they begin to chip away at it. They pretend they care. But what they're really doing is undermining your momentum. They question it. They doubt it. Not because they care, but because they fear what you'll become. Your plan isn't safe in other people's heads. It's safe when it's done. Here's the truth. People secretly don't want you to rise above them. Friends become critics when your ambition grows louder than theirs. And if your next move threatens their comfort, they'll sabotage you with a smile. They act supportive, but they're waiting. Let them wait forever. Power moves in silence. You don't need validation. You need results. If they see the move before it's made, they'll block it. If they see it after it's made, they'll fear it. And when you fail after hyping yourself up, now you've given them something even more powerful. Evidence to laugh at you. Don't give them that. Move in silence. Let results do the talking. The second you reveal your next move, you expose your ambition. And ambition triggers one of 2 reactions. Insecure people will try to lower it. Competing people will try to sabotage it. This is why smart men move in silence. They speak with actions. They don't explain their dreams, they deliver them. Let me give you a real-world example. You tell a friend you're launching a business. They hit you with, "Are you sure that's smart right now? Isn't that risky? You're gonna leave your stable job for that?" Now stop. Were they really concerned for your well-being? Or were they afraid you might actually break free? People will throw doubt at you dressed as advice. They'll use your old self to hold back your future self. "Oh, but you're not that type of guy. You're not even good at that. You've never done something like that before." Let me be blunt here. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't need permission to evolve. You don't need validation to act. Machiavelli wrote, "It is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver." Don't mistake this for dishonesty. He meant, play the game, but stay 2 steps ahead. Let others think they know your moves while you execute the real ones in silence. Because the truth is, when they know your next move, they can block it. They can delay it. They can steal it. Or they can plant seeds of doubt before you even start. Think of the most powerful people in history. They didn't announce their next move. They didn't broadcast their intentions. They moved, then let the world react. Julius Caesar didn't post a plan before crossing the Rubicon. Alexander didn't tweet before launching a campaign. Machiavelli didn't ask for feedback before manipulating the state. Today's world tricks you into thinking you have to share. That transparency is strength. It's not. Silence is strength. Let me give you a scenario. You tell your family you're quitting your job to build something on your own. They panic. They throw stats at you. 90% of startups fail. Don't risk stability. You have bills to pay. Suddenly, you feel small. You question yourself. You delay action. Not because your plan was wrong, but because their fear became your burden. Now reverse the script. You quit silently. Build quietly. Then when it's done, they see the result. That's how you earn respect. You don't ask for it. You impose it by what you execute, not what you explain. People respect finished products. They don't respect unfinished ideas. Every time you share your next move, you give someone the power to kill it. Sometimes with a word, sometimes with silence. Both are lethal when you're still fragile. Ask yourself, why do I share my plans with people who've done nothing with theirs? And if this hits hard, drop this in the comments. I move in silence. 2. Your weakness. The second you tell the wrong person your weakness, you become a target. You might think you're being honest, but they're taking notes. They're storing your pain like ammo. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be tolerant with others. Be strict with yourself." That means you deal with your pain internally, without broadcasting it for validation. Why? Because most people don't care, and the ones who do, they're watching to see when you bleed, so they know where to strike. What you see as a cry for help, they see as leverage. You bleed in front of them, and they pretend to stitch the wound, then cut deeper when it serves them. Your enemies are often people you once called friends. You need to understand this. You never expose what you haven't mastered. Your weakness is your responsibility, not your announcement. Stop expecting others to carry your emotional weight. You bleed in front of the wrong person once, and you'll pay for it forever. Don't believe me? Look at the last time someone used your own words against you in an argument. That friend who remembered what you said in weakness. That relative who laughed about your fear months later. That ex who exposed your deepest insecurity after the breakup. They don't forget, they collect. Never forget this. Your enemies were once your confidants. Your biggest betrayals will come from familiar faces. And the wounds that hurt the most will be the ones you volunteered. So what do? You build yourself up, in private. You conquer your demons behind closed doors. You become the kind of man who masters his wounds, not markets them. And if you're thinking, but I need support, let me tell you something. Support is earned through strength, not tears. Because in a world full of emotional exhibitionists, the man who is stoic, who is unreadable, that's the man they respect. He's unpredictable. He's powerful. He's untouchable. You don't walk around showing your cracks. You become the storm that doesn't break. Because the second you show them where to hit, they will. Your pain is sacred, protected. Now let's go even deeper. Your enemies? They often used to be your friends. The people you shared secrets with. The ones who knew your fears. The ones who said, "I got you." One day, they'll turn. And when they do, they'll weaponize everything you ever told them. Stop expecting loyalty from people who benefit from your weakness. You don't owe the world your truth. You owe yourself your dignity. And here's something Machiavelli would whisper if he sat across from you right now. If you want control, never expose the variables people can use to control you. Be cold, be quiet, be unreadable. Let people guess what hurts you. Let them try to figure it out. Let them fail. Because the moment they know you, they own you. If you're still here, you're not like most. Most people quit. They scroll. But you're still watching. And that says something. You're hungry. You want power over your life. So congratulations. Because the next one is where most people destroy themselves without even realizing it. This is the one that ruins reputations, sparks jealousy, and paints a target on your back. 3. Your income. The richer you get, the quieter you need to be. There's a reason old money is quiet, and new money is loud. Because real power doesn't shout, it watches. Start talking about how much you earn, and watch how fast people start playing games. Suddenly, you're the target of comparison, jealousy, judgment. People stop seeing you. They see your wallet. Money doesn't just change your lifestyle. It changes how people treat you. You tell someone your income, and they begin calculating how to use you, how to beat you, or how to destroy you. The richer you get, the quieter you must become. Money doesn't buy loyalty. It buys attention. And most of it's fake. Power isn't in showing what you have. It's in making them wonder. Make them guess. Make them uncomfortable not knowing. Remember this: silence is the ultimate flex. If they don't know what you have, they can't control how they treat you. Let them assume, because mystery invites respect. And power grows best when it's hidden. That's why the true Machiavellian doesn't show his wealth. Money is a weapon. And you never show your weapons before the war starts. You flex it. You become predictable. You stay silent. You stay in control. Think about the people around you. You tell them how much you make. Suddenly, they think you owe them something. They want help. They want to drag you into their drama because you can afford it. And if you say no, you're the villain. Not because you changed, but because their fantasy of using you just collapsed. Let's go deeper. Silence isn't about secrecy. It's about self-preservation. If they don't know what you have, they don't know how to manipulate you. You can walk into a room and be underestimated, and that's your edge. They won't see you coming. They won't plan for you. They won't prepare defenses, because you never gave them a reason to. But the moment you speak on it, the moment you start flexing your income, you paint a target on your back, and the world starts aiming. The ones who really have power, they let others guess. Let them wonder how much you make. Let them assume. Because mystery is more powerful than wealth. People respect what they can't figure out. They fear what they can't label. They watch what they can't access. If you want to own the room, don't show up screaming about your bank account. Own your silence. You don't need to explain your lifestyle. You don't need to justify your success. You don't need to defend what you earn. Now pause. Ask yourself, how many people in your life know what you make? And what did it really bring you? Did it bring peace or pressure, support or suspicion? If you're honest, you already know the answer. Let me paint you a scene. You tell your friend you made 6 figures this year. At first they smile, they clap, they say, "That's amazing." But then the questions begin. "You must be rich now, right?" "Hey, I've got this business idea. Can you help me with rent?" Suddenly, your income has created expectation. And when you don't meet it, respect turns to resentment. And if you think this only happens with friends, think again. In relationships, money becomes control. If they think you earn more, they'll either rely on you too much or compete with you silently. In family, you're now the one who made it. Which means you're expected to carry their weight, solve their problems, and never say no. Say no once, and you're the arrogant one, the selfish one, the one who forgot where you came from. I never said you shouldn't help others, but during your building stage, you need to stay ruthless. Do not sacrifice your future to carry someone else's weight. Once you start making progress, they will see you as the person who made it. While you are still building, you must stay focused and protect your progress. 4. Never expose your relationship conflicts. You ever see someone post this? "Can't believe what she did to me again. She's acting cold and distant." Relationships are hard. Yeah, that's weakness. Broadcasted. Let me paint you a scene. You fight with your partner. You feel hurt, betrayed, confused. So you go tell your friend. Your group chat. You spill the details, the words, the insults, the chaos. You think you're getting support, but what you're actually doing is broadcasting your instability. Now everyone knows your connection is shaky. Now everyone sees your power slipping. And when people see cracks, they don't help fix them. They wait for collapse. Here's the law. Never expose your relationship conflicts, because once you do, you've handed over your power. You've turned your personal life into public entertainment. And the worst part? No one watching actually cares. And the world is full of people who smile while sharpening the knife. Your relationship is your battlefield. And nobody outside the battlefield deserves a map of your emotional vulnerabilities. Once your relationship problems go public, you stop being respected. You become a character, a meme, a tragic story in someone else's group chat. They see your emotional leash. They see you controlled by love, by chaos, by drama. And respect disappears. Because when you share your conflicts, you reveal your emotional dependence. That's not power. That's weakness in HD. What you say in pain becomes their entertainment, their leverage, their ammo. You tell them your girlfriend disrespected you? They laugh about it later. You say your girlfriend cheats and you stayed? They never look at you the same again. You're no longer the mysterious man in control. You're the soap opera, the fragile one, the one they expect to break again. Never let people turn your heartbreak into their small talk. And this isn't just about friends. In a professional setting, when co-workers or clients hear about your relationship issues, they start to question your discipline. Is he distracted? And here's the deeper truth. People only respect what you protect. If your relationship is sacred, keep it sacred. If it's hell, fix it or leave it. But don't parade the fire like a badge. Because once you start explaining it to outsiders, you give them control over how it defines you. Now, this doesn't mean suffer in silence. This doesn't mean isolate. If you need help, get it from someone who's above your level, a therapist, a mentor, not your emotionally reactive friend who can't even manage their own love life. Let me give you a Machiavellian scenario. You're in a political court. Your rival wants to know where to strike. You casually mention that your queen betrayed your trust. Boom. Now they have their angle. They use it to break your focus, push that crack until your whole kingdom collapses. Sound dramatic? It's not. It happens every day, in companies, in friend groups, on social media. Your emotional chaos becomes the thing people use to define your strength. Not your wins, not your vision, your drama. You become the broken lover, the betrayed partner, the one who's going through something. They won't say it to your face, but they'll think it, and they'll treat you accordingly. Here's the rule. If it bleeds, don't post it. If it hurts, don't parade it. If it's sacred, protect it. Because what you expose emotionally will be used strategically. Let me say that again. What you expose emotionally will be used strategically. And most of the time, not by your enemies, but by your spectators. People love watching you break. Not because they hate you, but because it makes them feel better about themselves. Now flip the script. You keep your chaos private. You never talk about your conflicts. You show up stable, clear, controlled. What happens? People assume strength. They assume control. They see no cracks, so they respect you more. Even if your relationship is hell behind the scenes, your silence becomes your power. Control the narrative or be owned by it. 5. Never share your family problems. You think telling people about your family problems makes you honest? You think being open about your childhood trauma, your father's absence, will make them understand you? No, it makes them judge you. People don't care. They gossip. Say it again. People don't care. They consume your pain like entertainment. Because when you share your family problems, you think you're getting support. But what you're really giving them is a story. And people love a story. especially one that makes you look weak. Here's the law. Never reveal your family problems, ever. I don't care if it's your co-workers, your social media followers, even some so-called friends. Keep it locked, because most people don't care, and the ones who pretend to, they gossip. Here's the brutal truth. When you reveal the chaos inside your home, you strip yourself of dignity outside of it. People don't separate you from your family. They project the dysfunction onto you. They'll say things like, "No wonder he's like that." They'll act sympathetic, then screenshot your breakdown, then serve it as a joke at the next dinner party. Why? Because your pain feeds their ego. It gives them someone to feel superior to, someone to talk about when their lives are boring, someone to dissect when they need a distraction from their own mess. Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." When you overshare family drama, you lose both. You're not feared, you're not loved, you're pitied, and pity kills respect. When they pity you, they don't follow you, they don't admire you, they don't listen when you speak, because they've already placed you beneath them. Your trauma becomes your label, not your strength, not your growth, just your label. Let me paint a real-life scenario. You're at work. A colleague asks about your weekend. You let your guard down. "My dad left again. It's always been like that. My mom cried all day. I'm exhausted." You think you're opening up, but all they hear is unstable, distracted, weak. They'll never say it to your face, but the next time there's a promotion, a high-stakes assignment, a leadership role, they'll pause, because subconsciously, they don't trust your foundation. Your emotional scars are sacred. Not everyone deserves to see them. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius understood this. He wrote, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts." If your mind is focused on reliving dysfunction, your energy carries dysfunction. And people feel it. So what should you do? Heal in silence. Build in silence. And when you rise, let them see strength, not the storm you came from. Your story is yours. It's not public property. It's not their entertainment. Think about your lowest moments with your family. Maybe your parents betrayed each other. Maybe you were raised in chaos. Maybe there's trauma, abuse, violence, addiction. Now picture telling that to someone who hasn't earned your trust. What do they really do with that info? They don't give you therapy. They give it legs. They repeat it. They share it as concern, but it's judgment wrapped in sympathy. When you succeed, they'll drag your family pain into it. They'll say you got lucky. They'll say you're unstable underneath. And when you fail, they'll say they saw it coming. You lose both ways, so protect your peace. Because once you put your family problems on display, you lose control of the narrative. And in this world, the narrative is power. The next time your name comes up, it's not your success they mention. It's your dysfunction. "Yeah, he's doing well, but you know his dad's a drunk, right? She's smart, but her family's a mess." They come from chaos. Don't trust it. Respect, gone. If this hits hard, drop this in the comments. My silence protects my story. Because from today, you don't bleed where vultures fly. You speak with results, and you never hand your scars to strangers. 6. Never share your long-term goals. I'm not talking about your next vacation. I'm talking about that empire you're trying to build. The business, the version of you no one's seen yet. That vision, keep it sacred, keep it private. You ever wonder why some people never get anywhere, even when they have big dreams? Because they talked too much. You have a vision, then you told someone, they clapped. You felt good, and that was the beginning of the end. Most people mistake talking about success for actually building it. If they don't know what you're building, they can't block it. If they don't know how far you want to go, they can't trap you in place. If they don't know who you're becoming, they can't stop it. Keep them in the dark while you become the storm. Let me hit you with a brutal truth. Most people don't want you to win long term. They want you to improve a little, but not too much. They want you to do well, but not better than them. They'll support you until your growth threatens their self-worth. You ever notice that? You start a side hustle and people say, "Why don't you focus on your job instead?" You start investing in yourself and they ask, "Who do you think you are?" You set a 5-year plan and they laugh, "Bro, that's unrealistic." These are the same people who scroll all day, the same ones who gave up on their dreams years ago. Now they hate that you still believe in yours. So you have 2 options. Option 1, feed them your plan, let them chew it up, spit it out, and laugh. Option 2, starve their doubts, move in silence, deliver results so loud no one dares question you again. Here's a mindset to tattoo on your brain. Let them see nothing. Let them expect nothing. Let them prepare for nothing. Because the man who says little moves freely. The man who talks big becomes a target. And here's the dark psychology in play. When you keep your long-term goals secret, you create mystery. Mystery builds tension. Tension commands attention. Attention leads to power. You say you want to build a business. You tell your friends. They're impressed. You feel like you've already done something. But you haven't. You've only fed your ego, not your results. This is the danger of sharing long-term goals. They trigger fake dopamine. The brain can't tell the difference between accomplishment and applause. You talk, they cheer, and your brain thinks, mission complete. But nothing's been done. No product. No system. No struggle. No sacrifice. Just a fantasy you murdered with your own mouth. Machiavelli said, "It is much safer to be feared than loved when one of the two must be lacking." You want to be loved when you share your goals. You want praise. You want support. But the moment you chase love, you lose power. Your long-term vision is sacred. Treat it like a blueprint locked in a vault. Only a fool leaves it lying around for anyone to see. Let's break this down. Why do people feel the need to share their big goals? Validation. They want others to believe in it, so they don't have to fully carry it alone. But the moment you make your vision public, you give people permission to critique it. Now they're in your head. It's too ambitious. Is that realistic? Why don't you try something smaller first? Even if they don't mean harm, they've planted doubt. Now you start adjusting your vision, not for truth, but for approval. You lose your edge. You water down your dream. You shape it to be digestible, not disruptive. Here's the rule. Never give people a target they don't deserve. Now let's talk about execution. People who share their long-term goals too early procrastinate more. Why? Because they already felt the reward in being seen as ambitious. They told the world they'll lose weight, start a company, make 7 figures, move countries. But now the pressure's off. Everyone already knows. There's no mystery, no internal fire. They already cashed in the validation. Don't let that be you. You say nothing. You work in silence. You train in the shadows. And when it's done, you speak with your results. You speak through your power. You don't announce victories. You force people to notice them. Let them ask, "Wait, when did this happen? How did you do that?" Let your silence become their obsession. Never share your long-term goals. Not because they're bad, but because they're vulnerable. Protect the mission. Move in silence. Arrive like a king. 7. Never reveal your biggest regrets. They'll act like they care. They'll nod while you speak. They might even share a story of their own. But the moment you reveal your deepest regret, your biggest failure, your most painful past, they'll never see you the same again. The truth? Most people aren't equipped to carry your past. They weaponize it, they store it, they wait, and the second you pose a threat, succeed more than they expected, or dare to set boundaries, they'll throw it back at you. Your regret becomes their leverage. They'll say things like, "You think you've changed? Weren't you the same guy who... Funny how you act like you're better now." It doesn't matter if it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or last week. Your vulnerability becomes their opportunity. This is the cost of confession in a ruthless world. You think you're being real. They think they've found your leash. That's why Machiavelli warned, "It is much safer to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Regret invites sympathy, and sympathy lowers your position. People don't respect who you were. They respect who you pretend not to be anymore. You want to confess? Do it to God. Do it to your journal, not to the friend who gossips, not to the partner who one day might leave, not to the co-worker who smiles too much. Because here's what no one wants to admit. Your past will always be more interesting to others than your future. People don't ask because they care. They ask because they want a weakness they can remember. They want a reason to keep you below them. They want a story to tell that starts with, "You wouldn't believe what he used to do." Even if you've grown, even if you've changed, your regret stays frozen in their mind. Not as a phase, as proof. Proof that you can be broken. Proof that you were once small. Proof that under the surface, you're still that person. So what do? You lock it, bury it, use it as fuel, not as a story. Turn your biggest regret into silent discipline. Let it shape how you move, not how you explain yourself. Let me give you a real-world example. You used to chase the wrong women. You got manipulated, played, lied to. Now you've leveled up. You hold frame. You command respect. But you meet someone new, and you tell her everything about your past. At first, she sympathizes. But weeks later, in the middle of an argument, she brings it up. "You were so weak back then. You'll always be insecure. I could ruin you too if I wanted." It stings, not because it's still true, but because you gave her the ammo. Machiavellian lesson: do not arm others with your own failures. It's a test most fail. The need to confess pain to people who haven't earned your trust. Why do you really share your regrets? Let's be honest. You want to feel lighter. You want to feel understood. You want someone to say, "I've been there too." But that craving, that hunger to unburden yourself, it makes you weak. Not because the regret is shameful, but because you needed someone to carry it with you. Strong men carry their past in silence. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom doesn't mean saying everything. It means you've mastered it so deeply you don't need to explain it to anyone. Let your future be so dominant it makes your past irrelevant. Don't deny your past. Just never share it where it can be stored, repeated, or judged. Because people never forget what you regret. And in the right moment, they will use it to shatter your progress. So from this day forward, repeat this to yourself. My regret is my discipline. Not a confession. Not a sob story. Not a talking point. If this hit hard, type it in the comments. I bury my regrets in silence. Let them wonder. Let them guess. Let them talk. But never again will you give them the weapon to use against you. Most people never become dangerous. Not because they lack power, but because they overshare. They overtrust. They move loud and early. They leak their goals, their fears, their fire, until nothing is left but noise. Now think, how many wins have you destroyed by talking too much? How many steps did you slow down explaining yourself to people who don't even know who they are? Now flip it. What happens if you stop broadcasting? You build in silence. You heal in silence. You strike when no one sees it coming. Because the world doesn't respect warnings. It respects surprise. It respects precision. It fears what it doesn't hear coming. If that's the energy you're stepping into, guard your silence like your life depends on it. Because it does. If this hit you hard, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to a friend, a brother, someone who needs to shut up and level up. You might save their future. Like the video, subscribe. This channel isn't for comfort, it's for clarity. And I'll see you in the next video.